the light. Stand by. Starter about to release them. Poison Point is the favourite. And the gates are back, they're off. Krista blew the start, so it's right at the back with One Jada. And going back as well as Upwardly Mobile. And Adolphus won the start with Lunar Angel away, fast going to second. Fan Harder in the red cap goes to third, followed by Night Fighter is right there on the rails. Ready and Lucky's moving up in a wide position as they go past the 1,200 metres. Eneology is caught a little bit deep early now. Krista makes up for lost ground there at the start, trying to improve. They're followed back in the field of the favourite Poison Point. Right off the course there is Peninsula into the first turn. Upwardly Mobile is well back in the field from One Jad and Right Your Own. So at the 800 metres, Adolphus in front from Lunar Angel, Fan Harder and Night Fighters poised there right on the inside. They're followed wider out there, one obscured at the moment. Now Eneology's midfield, but in a very wide position. Together we win the day. They're followed by Buenos in the middle of the pack, Krista on the rails. Further back then to Peninsula as they approach the home turn. And Adolphus in front. Lunar Angel under immense pressure. Fan Harder in third. Then came Night Fighter. Krista's trying to pick up towards the inside in restricted room. Upwardly Mobile's running into it as well. But Adolphus a good leader at the 200 metres. Fan Harder into the clear goes to second. Krista's running on into third. But Adolphus 3 lengths clear from Fan Harder. Krista. Here come runs late. Poison Point and Right Your Own down the outside. But Adolphus clear and Adolphus won it from Poison Point getting up for second. Krista third, then Upwardly Mobile hitting the line well with Fan Harder. Further back to Right Your Own, then One Jad win the day, Night Fighter. Further back to Lunar Angel, Ready and Lucky, Eneology. A gap further back to Peninsula, and Buenos was one of the last to finish.
Wipe that smile off your face, Brown. $17.80. Corey Brown's found the first winner on top. Adolphus leading all of the way. On the tote, $17.80. SP's around $16. Adolphus, now they're lining up for second and third. It should be Poison Point and Krista, but a good find. Race 1, C. Brown, Adolphus. It's Matty Dale and Ash Morgan. Ronnie, blinkers first time.
Yeah, and those blinkers did work, and Corey only has to comment on one horse if he's going to get it right like that. $17 chance straight to the front. He was really switched on with those blinkers, and he did look the part in the yard, and Corey identified that, and a big result, firing the fence early. Poison Point continues to run really good races. She does. Krista, well, we'll have to have another look at that. She's bombed the start, so there's a hard luck tail there along the way. So too good, the winner. Those blinkers were a master stroke from Matty Dale today.
Yeah, I think so as well, Rads and Ronnie. The blinkers, even in the enclosure, he paraded really, really well. He just looked like he'd come on in leaps and bounds. That's what won him for me.
Now, the class record is 128.85. They've run 130.05 for the first, 130.05, 34.91. The numbers have gone up. 3 the winner, Adolphus. 5 has run second, Poison Point. 2 has run third, Krista. 4th home will be number 13. Number 13 has run 4th, that is Fan Harder. We've run 130.05 in the first. We're off to Brisbane, back with more from Rosehill.
Well done, Ash. Do you think it was the blinkers that made the difference?
Well, as you spotted in the yard, he's come a long way in his condition from his first run. He was a lot more of a summer coat onto him, but great job by Matt to turn him around in them few weeks, because his run was fair, but went to the gates and I let him know the blinkers are on and gave him a good squeeze at the barriers, and once you were there, controlled really well, and he gave a good kick, and I thought we'd be hard to run down. He still had a bit of a look late, but he was capable of winning something like this.
Well done, bud.
Hey, Corey.
So Medella's been heavily back. The light's on and we're set to go. Starter about to release the field. Does so now. They're off and racing. Well, Medella has jumped about midfield. Harry's Bar's not wasting the inside gate. It came out running with direct fire and V12 right in the thick of the action. Alabama State Ease is back on the outside of Balenth, and now Medella is improving along the rails. Clear from Vindication, Cape Byron, Strawberry Impact. A Gat to Invasive Dreams, Bluff and Bluster, and Let's Fly is the last one. So Harry's Bar holds the front from direct fire. A half length between the pair, followed by by V12 with nice cover on the outside of a length. Alabama State a bit deeper out, followed by Medella, Strawberry Impact, Vindication the widest. A length further back to Cape Byron, Bluff and Bluster, Invasive Dreams, and 2 lengths away to Let's Fly. Racing to the home turn, and Harry's Bar giving it a good sight. 600 metres to go by 3/4 on Direct Fire. 2 further back to V12, Belength and Alabama State covering ground. And further back to the favourite Medella, who's taking a run between them as they straighten up. And Harry's Bar's a good leader by 2 on Direct Fire. V12 starting to rev up. Medella needs a bit of room. It's getting tight there for Medella. There might be enough room to squeeze through. Harry's Bar led by 2. Medella takes the gap now. And here she comes, the favourite. Medella quickly moved up to claim Harry's Bar. Clear from V12 staying on, then Strawberry Impact. But Medella a comfortable winner from V12. Photo third, Harry's Bar and Strawberry Impact, who absolutely savaged the line late. Further back to Let's Fly running on from Direct Fire, Belength and Invasive Dreams, Bluff and Bluster, Cape Byron. Alabama State weakened out today after the wide runner, and Vindication last to finish.
Yeah, Duff's best bet of the day, Modella. They kept backing it. Even money on the tote, $2 and 1.10. Everyone climbed aboard. Chantel confirmed her looks in the yard. And Modella only had to get the split, but in the end, Ronnie, you could drive a truck through it.
Yeah, he made all the right moves early, kept Alabama State 3 deep. He just jumped only fairly, but Zach just stayed cool, kicked up into a perfect position. He was in two minds on straightening, whether to come back and around, but he made the right move, just staying in the middle there. And once she got clear running, she outclassed the opposition there. So she was too good for the consistent V12. It's very close for third with Harry's Bar and Strawberry Impact, who looks like a likely top type for a mile next time. But all honest, the winner, she deserved that, and she can win again too with a bit of confidence.
Yeah, nice little ride there by Zach Lloyd. And we mentioned here a few weeks ago, Ronnie, Zach used to be one of those riders. He'd get in those positions, locked in behind runners, and he'd not panic, but he'd push the button a little bit too early and push his way out. But he's riding with a lot of patience at the moment. He's in good form.
Waiting for the times to go up. They're not there yet. Of course, this is the distance that Bayvark smashed the track record last week, winning the Golden Rose, or 2 weeks ago, winning the Golden Rose, 120.79. Felix Majestic holds the class record at 122.52. And they might be just outside that class record, but only just. A time posted earlier was 122.57. So they might be only 500ths outside the class record of Felix Majestic, but they haven't confirmed that time, and they haven't confirmed third. It's 5-2 and a photo. The numbers will flash up on your screen shortly. Well done, Sheree. I must say, beautifully presented by you and Lee, and you've got a great barrier and a great ride.
And that's what happens when you get good rides and good barriers.
She looked good out there. She just wanted to get a bit of a gap, and she had plenty of daylight.
Yeah, once she did get that space, she went through it, which I was a little bit worried. I'm like, please don't be unlucky here and not get a run, but he rode it perfect. Very happy.
And you think you'll go back to stakes grade very soon?
Yeah, I think so. We'll have a look around. We've got nothing penned in yet, but there are plenty of options in Melbourne. We'll just have a sticky beak up here. Prefer to stay at home, but the carnival we'll end up going down there at some point.
Just importantly, you got the win on the board today.
Exactly, and the owners are great supporters, so they need wins too.
Great, well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done, Zach. Nice little ride. Just need a little bit of luck when needed. Got it.
Yeah, it was always going to be the way. Obviously held my spot, and I knew by keeping Alabama State 3 wide, although he was one of the ones to beat, he was going to be there to alter my course up the straight. But she's a very nice horse. She's probably a bit better than midway grade, so trusted her turn of foot to take the gaps, and she won very comfortably.
She always give you that feel like she's going to win, though.
Yeah. He came into the race after I rode her 2 starts back, and I just thought, bit of luck, and she just wins this, and just trusted her, and she done that nicely.
Well done.
Thank you.
And pocketing, backing up from finishing down the course at Randwick last week as the last to go in. Locked and loaded, there's the light. Race 3 Rosehill, open betting race, and they're off and racing. Hutchins flopped out of the gates last. Vega Magnifico came out with intent. The intent of leading by the looks of it. Ajita God's window handy with Tastulla, and pocketing being sent forward wide out. And they put a gap in the other two, State of America and Hutchins in the early stages. So Vega Magnifico in front. For Braithnock with pocketing striding up on the outside. Tastulla's going to race a handy third, Ajita fourth, the Rouse and God's window fifth. And a gap to the other two. State of America and Hutchins as they work to the back. Approaching the 1,400 metres, and Vega Magnifico back in Sydney leads the way by a length and a half to pocketing, followed by Jeter improving its position on the rails, travelling pretty strongly in advance of Tastula the udder. 2 further back to the English import God's Window, 2.5 State of America, who's starting to pick up the bridle a bit, and 3/4 of a length to Hutchins back last on the rails. So Vega Magnifico works along the back section of the course, a length and a half to spare at the 1,000 from pocketing. Then came Majida. Tastula very handily positioned, 1 out, 1 back. 2 further back to God's Window, travelling strongly from Hutchins, and State of America is the last one. So the field is 7, race to the 800 metres, and Vega Magnifico looking to make all now. Berry sets God's Window alight, and God's Window starting a run. Vega Magnifico being headed by pocketing now, and God's Window improved its position by about 3 or 4 slots there by going to 3rd. Ajita still 4th, the rails from Tastula. State of America hooking wide, and Hutchins stays now to the rails. Into the straight, Vega Magnifico from pocketing under immense pressure. Then God's Window, Ajita in restricted room from Tastula, and State of America down the outside. A good finish coming up. Pocketing joined Vega Magnifico. God's Window claimed the pair, and now State of America claimed the trio. Tastula's battling away, and then came Ajita. State of America wide out. God's Window's fighting back on the inside. State of America in front from God's Window though, and State of America won it. State of America by a half length to God's Window. 3rd, Tastula's wide out with Vega Magnifico very tight for 3rd. Then pocketing Ajita, and Hutchins was last to finish.
State of America, Zach Lloyd and David Payne have got up and beaten God's Window. Tommy had to make 2 runs on him today. It's State of America 4 beating 2 God's Window. We're just going to line them up as they come past the post for 3rd and 4th. Vega Magnifico, pocketing Tastula were there.
Well, the bookie may have done his money in the second. He gets it all back there. It's a Skinner, I reckon. The only one that probably was inspect along with Hutchins, and he comes with a well-timed run to get over the well-tried God's Window, who probably got his foot on the till, but just with a big weight there, having to make an early move, was a sitting shot for the winner, who was too good on the day.
Yeah, it was. It was probably a better win than it actually looked, Ronnie, because they were only going moderate tempo in the mid stages of the race, and obviously Tommy made the lightning move at about the 700 metre mark on the favourite, but then he come off their backs, the winner, and just put them to pay. So we'll pick the eyes out of it tomorrow morning, but a nice ride there by Zach Lloyd.
They've run 2.2.33, 35.12, and the numbers are 4, 2, 6 and 8. 4, 2, 6 and 8 after race 3.
Well done, Dave. The riding was on the board last start with him here.
Yes, and you know, when Jeff phoned me, said, "Can Zach ride that horse next time he runs?" I said, "Sure." And Zach,
You know he's ready to win.
Zach knows him well. Yeah. I said to him today, I said, "Just sit last and then round him up, you know, come round." The other horse, unfortunately, got locked on the fence, so he couldn't get out. Anyway, that's why you got to have a couple in the race, maybe 3 or 4.
Exactly. When one gets blocked, there's always one coming down the outside. He's such a casual horse. Do you do much with him at home?
Who? This one?
The winner, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a burly horse if you look at him. So he gets a bit of work, yeah.
Where to now?
Just look, maybe step him up.
Okay.
With a lightweight somewhere in a listed race.
Yeah. And what about Ajita?
I'll see, because I backed him up, so I might give him a little spell. Yeah.
Okay. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zach. Another nice little ride. Set up well, though, when Tommy took off.
Yeah, it did. He's just the most beautiful horse to ride. He's matured as he's got on and just relaxes lovely in his runs. That was our plan. Small field, they're always going to be a bit tactical, and thought if we just sit out the back, relax, let them all unfold. I trust his turn of foot, and it was good. Panned out well.
You're in terrific form. What are you doing different?
No, I feel like I've been riding well. Just a lot of seconds. I just keep running into one bit better. But today's got a nice book of rides. My dad done a good job, got me a good book. So I got to repay him some nice rides.
Well done, bud.
Thank you, Corey.
And Beedman just in need of the run when resuming. Up 100 in distance here. Now, Beska moves in and we're all set. Ready for the Group 2 Roman Consul for the 3-year-olds down high. And they're racing. There's a terrific line out. The favourite Mahuna given a wind up out of the gate. She wants to lead. Beeping away well together with Paladin the outside and Hidden Motive starting to speed along the rails. Gallinero next trucking along on the outside and Napoleonic. Beska's caught wide and 3 lengths away to Grand Eagle. Hidden Motive got right up on the inside there and held out Mahuna for the lead. Hidden Motive leads now by a half length on Mahuna and Paladin cast wide. Beebman in the middle of the ruck followed by Napoleonic there on the rails and the red cap. Further back to Beska out 3 wide, clear from Gallinero, and Grand Eagles pushing through on the rails. Coming to the turn, Hidden Motive by 3/4 to the favourite Mahuna. Paladin 3 wide, followed by Napoleonic. Then came Beebman, slightly held up as they straighten up. Hidden Motive still running. Hidden Motive by a length and a half. Now Mahuna is given the cue from Paladin. Beebman's badly strung up as Napoleonic's pushing through on the rails. Hidden Motive a length and a half clear from Mahuna in a non-threatening second at the moment. Hidden Motive in front. Beebman into the clear now. Will it be too late? Hidden Motive just in front. Hidden Motive has beaten a desperately unlucky Beebman. Mahuna third, Napoleonic next, followed by Grand Eagle, Paladin, Gallinero and Beska.
Hidden Motive is now a Group 2 winner of the Roman Consul Stakes. Hidden Motive, win number 3 at start number 8. A 2-year-old maiden at Hawkesbury and then an open 2-year-old at Randwick. But now this daughter of, son of Capitalist has won a Group 2. It's been a tough week for Nathan Doyle. That'll pick him up.
I'm sure it will. They just forgot about him up front. He got a little rest there. Tommy was aggressive on the favourite, got outside the lead. They rest. Beebman's got nowhere to go, but that played into the winner's hands, really. With that rest up front, he's just sprinted home too quickly for them late there. And Beebman was, well, there's your hard luck story of the day. I don't think we'll see many more unlucky runners than that today. And look, she's battled on quite nicely, Mahuna, but just out-sprinted there by a pretty sharp horse in the zone.
Yeah, not being critical straight away, Ronnie, but I sort of totally agree. Tommy Berry obviously forgot all about Hidden Motive up in front and just allowed him to do as he wanted, Ash Morgan, and obviously out-sprinted at the top of the straight. It was just a nice, smart ride there by Ash Morgan, especially early when the fair bit of pressure was on. He could have been a little bit, reluctant and give up that spot, but he pushed on to control the speed and, nice ride.
So they've run 19.11, which is a race record. Previous record was 19.16. Who held that? 19.16 was King's Gambit a couple of years ago. So 19.11 is a class record. It's been a tough week.
It has, but you just got to roll with the punches, and like I said, it's a roller coaster. You just got to hold on and ride it out, and tomorrow's a new day, and that horse was very good today. It was a brilliant ride by Ash. He rated him well in front. He gave a good kick on the corner. There's a few unlucky runners in behind, but they pay on the post, and he's a Group 2 winner now. So he's by Group 1 winner out of Group 1 winner, and he's got the pedigree, so hopefully he can go on with it.
So it's a big moment for this horse. Hopefully there are bigger moments to come.
Yeah, definitely. He's got good tactical speed. I think will help him go a long way. It's better off putting yourself up on speed and taking bad luck out of the equation. And he's a roly-poly horse. He always looks big in the mountain yard, and I think he just takes a bit of racing to sort of come to hand, and sort of proved that today, third up.
Well, you're watching Beedman.
It's unlucky, but like I said, we pay on the line, so that's the main thing. A good group of owners support us all the way, so very happy.
Okay. How's Harry?
He's okay. He'll have an extended break just to get over it, but look, we'll just do the right thing by him, make sure he's in the best of care, and I'm sure he can bounce back and just needs a little bit of time.
Good man. Well done today.
Thank you.
Well done, Ash. Got up front and they forgot about you.
Yeah, that's right. I jumped well, and Tommy was more positive than I expected him to be. So I let him slide up underneath me. The other day I gave him a signal to go and sit outside leading, and he never came back to me. So I was just happy to take him there, take my time getting there, and he got into a lovely rhythm and give a proper kick at the top of the straight. But when you're racing these calibre horses, a kick like that sometimes isn't good enough. But he's very tough with it late, and he's a horse that carries a lot of conditions. So improving this run was key, and drawing aside Beedman was key, and I think that won us the race.
Do you think he will improve again?
I think he will. He's a gross horse, and he's come a long way since last preparation, and just getting him on top of the ground has been key. So he's a good attitude. That's going to help him.
Good to see you back in the winner's circle, mate.
Thank you, Corey. Cheers. Thank you.
And a big odd, Seriously Hot is now the last to move in. Ready now for the running of the Tap Craig, the 4th edition of this race, and we're ready to run. Gates are back, they're off. Single Choice missed the kick. Oh, Hope wasn't great out. Duke of Arrakis won the start. Kujenga jumped well, and the favourite Farnicle right there as well. Fermoy's going to get a good sit on the inside of Kujenga, then Dusty Bay. Single Choice recovered after the tardy start. A length and a half clear from Hope, Nordic Viking, Estremo, and Seriously Hot is last of all, about a dozen lengths off the lead. Well, the blinkers on. Duke of Arrakis was really sharp in the first 400 and leads comfortably by 3 lengths on the favourite Farnicle. Kujenga pulling in third. Fermoy relaxed on the rails and the inside of Dusty Bay. They're followed by Hope on the outside of Single Choice. Then Nordic Viking around Estremo, and still Seriously Hot last of all, about 12 lengths covers the field. This is a relentless speed up front with Duke of Arrakis. Bayless is trying to run them into the ground. Duke of Arrakis turns 3 in front. Clark gets busy on the favourite Farnicle. Then Kujenga for Moy the rails from Dusty Bay. Hope called upon. Estremo working into the clear at the 300. Duke of Arrakis has called it quits. Farnicle hits the lead, but Hope is closing in quickly. And Hope goes after the favourite Farnicle. They're clear then from Estremo, but now Hope gets the upper hand from Farnicle and starts to draw away in the Tap Craig. That's a big win, Hope. Farnicle second. Estremo got up for third. Clear from Dusty Bay, Single Choice. Then came Nordic Viking. Duke of Arrakis got tired, understandably, from Kujenga. Fermoy did nothing, and Seriously Hot was always towards the rear of the field.
Another feature win for Michael Freedman and Tommy Berry. This one on a Hope for Godolphin. They would have been disappointed with Mahuna missing out in the Roman Consul. They get one back here in the blue. A Hope beating Farnicle and Estremo. A Hope wins the Tap Craig.
Yeah, good solid win. He had the lovely grounding of the 3 runs. They get a set of eyes on. Got a very, very fast run race, and probably being 4th up to probably the favourite being 1400 second up in a brutally run race. That was the difference between them. And they always say it's hard to run down a Waterhouse Bot tearaway leader. The stablemate found it pretty tough there. He was gassed by the time he got there and put him away, and he was a sitting shot late. So all honours to winner, well set up, got the perfect race run to suiting, very fast. So I'll be interested to see what the overall time there is. It looked like they were running time.
Yeah, not as fast as Modella earlier, Ronnie. They've run 1:22.28. 1:22.28, which just adds further merit to what Modella did earlier in the day. And they've run home in 35.27, 6, 2, 1 and 9.
Just a really smart ride there by Tommy Berry. He sat back, let them do all the donkey work up front, and I couldn't agree more, Duff. Farcical was just had the wind taken out of his sails there by chasing the early speed. It's a forgive run, I thought. It's a forgive run, but all honours to the winner. Smart ride by Tommy. The stable and Tommy Berry are airborne at the moment. They're going great.
Michael Freedman's having a good chat to a couple of his idols. A couple of your idols there, Michael.
Yeah, I was just saying to John and Dean, I grew up listening to them growing up in Yass in country New South Wales, and 2 of the greatest callers we've ever had, so it's a big thrill to win a race named after them.
Well, they're being rushed left, right and centre here for photos and autographs. It's amazing. Now, tell us about this horse, I hope.
He's a lovely colt. I've been obviously very privileged to get a few from Godolphin, and this bloke was my first winner for them when he broke his maiden at Hawkesbury, and I just love him. I think he's a really progressive young horse. Whether we press on further this prep or not, we'll wait and see, but he loved that sort of solid tempo there today, and I think he's got, he might have a mile in him, so whether that's pressing on to Melbourne for a race down there or giving him a break and looking at a round with guineas or something like that, but he's a horse with a good future.
And just a comment on Mahuna?
Yeah, look, Tommy came in and said the track's obviously quite firm, and he said, I just don't know that she let down quite as well on that sort of track. Difficult, in the heat of the battle to make a call. We'll wait and see how she pulls up as to where we go from there. I mean, she wasn't far off a game, but she probably wasn't right on a game.
Okay.
Yes.
Well done, Tommy. Set up really, really well. Did you expect that speed in the run?
No, I didn't quite expect him to go that quick, but sometimes he had a couple with gear changes, even a horse that I was following that Alicia Collett was on, it had blinkers on, so there was a few gear changes where you thought they might try and put themselves a bit more in the race. This guy's He's been better with a little bit more to chase in his races. We found that out the other day at Warwick Farm. But just his work on Tuesday morning was only plain. And I said to Michael, I hope he's going better than what he showed me this morning. So maybe today's the day we, try the blinkers with him because he's so relaxed and take the crossover off. And I was regretting that decision in the mounting yard. But as soon as I got over his neck, he gave me a beautiful ride. He's a lovely colt, very well bred. And I remember his mother, Pahudakawa, she was quite fierce in the mounting yard as well, so maybe he's taking after her.
Right on, mate.
Cheers, thanks, Brad.
And we're all set. Very open betting race, the Gloaming Stakes, and we're ready to run. Waiting for the all clear. There it is. Gates are back. Racing. Shangri-La Boy in the middle of the pack jumped out okay. Flying Orchid there with Master of the Air, Ocean Mariner, and now Shangri-La Boy is starting to master the pearls out deep. San Giovanni is slicing through the pack and will get into a very prominent position as Shangri-La Boy races to the lead and the pearls goes around into second from Ocean Mariner, and San Giovanni very well positioned fourth. On the inside of Regulated Affair going forward out deep. Champagne Heroes next in the white cap from Flying Orchid. Then came Master of the Air slicing through the middle. 2 lengths further back to Providence. Cloisters deeper out. They're followed after 2 lengths to Serapo, Freddie Bassett, Tambaloa, and a gap back in the field to 1 step closer has equalled last with Tom Vegas. So Shangri-La Boy leads at the 1,000 metres from the Pearl striding to second. Then came Ocean Mariner, who's tucked away on the inside third as they negotiate that bend. Regulated Affair the outside. Giovanni's next in 5th position, followed by Flying Orchid out deep. Then came Champagne Hero, Master of the Air, Cloisters 3 wide. Back in the field there is Providence in the red cap. Now Tambaloa out deep going forward. Further back to Serapo, Tom Vegas moving into a wider position as they come to the final turn. Freddie Bassett's well back as they come around the turn now. Shangri-La Boy is the runner. Leader here full of running out by 2 lengths on the Pearls. Regulated Affair. San Giovanni will have go back to the inside. So will Providence. Inside the 250. Shangri-La Boy is a long leader from the Pearls. San Giovanni, Master of the Air, is running on, but Shangri-La Boy's a mile in front inside the 100, and Shangri-La Boy is going to make light work of this. That's a big win. Beating the Pearls. Third photo, San Giovanni, and She's a Diva running on. Clear from Flying Orchid, then came Providence. Next in was Champagne Hero, Master of the Air from Serapo, Regulated Affair. Then came 1 step closer, Freddie Bassett, and Tom Vegas was back towards the rear of the field.
Well, Shangri-La Boy at start number 3 has raced himself into contention for a spring champion in 2 weeks' time. Picks up a Gloaming Stakes on the way through. Shangri-La Boy by Piero at a Pelican. The half-brother to Storm Boy goes to the line full of running, and like his brother, he's a good type.
Yeah, well, he's he can looks like he can stay. He's done that's a good training performance, 1250, 1400, 1800, but just that racing style, the way they train them, the way they ride them, they're hard to beat, aren't they? The Pearl at any old odds is stuck on well there. I just missed third, maybe She's a Diva out wide, and San Giovanni up the inside there is very close up there and probably gets third in that photo as well. But All Honours the winner, took ownership of the race and was too good.
He did take ownership of the race, Ronnie, and he's riding in career best form too, Adam Ironimus. He's riding him from every position as well. He's putting him up front, he's riding him midfield, he's back, he's around, he's in, he's out. He's in terrific form. Bang on.
Well, $15 in the Spring Champion Stakes in a fortnight before that win in the Gloaming Stakes, so that will have to be adjusted. Going into the Gloaming, the Dulcify winner Attica was a $3 favourite in front of Federalist, who was scratched out of today's Gloaming at $8, and Ruination. And also Within the Law were $8. We believe Within the Law could well go to the King Charles next week on Everest Day with 48 kilos. A 3-year-old filly would carry in that weight for age race. Rachel King on standby to ride her. So Attica the favourite in the Spring Champion in a fortnight, but Shangri-La Boy will tighten after that performance. Well, he looks a bit different to his half-brother.
Yeah, well and truly. He's obviously got some great true staying capabilities there. Storm Boy, a great sprinter, but this horse in his own right, very good stayer because he's up to this grade very quickly in his career. This is his first racing preparation, just his third start. So to get quickly up to the 1,800 metres and do that in such dominant fashion, that's certainly encouraging.
So how early did you identify him as a stayer?
Look, in fairness, he's always looked that way right from the outset. Obviously, being by Piero, you always felt he might be more of a classic style of horse, but physically, in the way he always presented right from the yearling stage, he's looked that way.
Fortnight to the spring champion?
Yeah, I think we have to. The manner in which he won that. That would have been the only concern coming here today. It was a good test because, as I said, it was 1,400 metres up to 1,800 metres. It was only on a relatively quick turnaround, on a 10-day turnaround from a Wednesday meeting here, as I said, 10 days ago. So an excellent effort in that regard.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Adam. Terrific training performance, but, gee, he's got speed and he's got stamina.
Yeah, but his best attribute is his attitude and how he approaches things. He's so relaxed. Obviously, it's a hot day today and he's cruised around like not a bother in the world, still behind the gates. And he finds that rhythm straight away. He's good from the gates, but he's so relaxed after 100 metres and he's beautiful throughout the race and he has got a sharp turn of foot. So
At what point of it do you think you're going to win the race?
I was in control after about 200 metres. Once he found that rhythm and just switches off, it's beautiful. He finds a nice bowling rhythm, but he's quite sharp as well. He does have a good turn of foot. So I knew once I sort of let him roll at the 600, I still had a lot up my sleeve. And obviously being Piero, he pins those ears back and he was nice and strong the final furlong. So, it's been, like you said, it's been a good win and the owners have been fantastic and patient with him, and not only that, he's well bred, and I'm sure Coolmore are delighted.
Well done.
Thank you.
There's the light. Stand by for a break here at Rosehill. Good to go now. Racing. And Bohemia flopped out of the gate. She's going to settle last. Bonita Queen flew out and is going to lead for fun from Denison. Darcy in flight. Gangster Granny will sit in about third or fourth under a hold. Huskers caught wide in the early stages, followed by Overriding, then Cosmonova down on the rails. 2 lengths for the back to Infancy. Bohemia trying to recover on the fence from Monty Supreme. More Territories, Dark Glitter. Lady Extremes last of all. They're really strung out here. And Bonita Queen's got a bee in a bonnet. She's dashed about 4 in front to Denison Darcy. 4 off to Gangster Granny, followed by In Flight. Huskers out wide doing the chasing in this fast run race, followed by Cosmonota Overriding. Then came Bohemia close to heels from Infancy. Monty Supreme's back third last at the 300 metres. Bonita Queen coming back to Denison Darcy. Gangster Granny starting to open fire now. Here comes Granny. Gangster Granny moved up to hit the lead. In Flight's giving chase the outside. Gangster Granny in front from In Flight, and here comes Monty Supreme with a big run late. Gangster Granny in front. Monty Supreme lunges the outside. Oh, this is tight. Very tight. Gangster Granny clinging on, and Monty put the last dive in. I think More Territories grabbed third wide out from In Flight Overriding. Then Dark Glitter, Infancy, Husk, Lady Extreme. Those leaders got really tired. Bonita Queen, Denison Darcy, and Bohemia was back with it. Photo finish. Monty Supreme lunging at Gangster Granny. This is awfully close.
Granny or Monty? Granny, Gangster Granny on the inside. In front, Monty Supreme. That she's got this big finish she's becoming famous for now. Coming after Gangster Granny. Will it be in time? Gangster Granny's nose goes down. Monty Supreme joined her. Missed. Gangster Granny held on. Number 6, Gangster Granny. Zach Lloyd for Team Hawks has won it by a nose. Has beaten Monty Supreme, number 14, Jay Collett and Björn Baker. The favourite wins, number 6, Gangster Granny, by a bare margin.
What a race. We thought they may be the two, and they put on a spectacle for us. There was a lot of merit in the winner because she did all the work to drag the field up, most of the field up to that tearaway, and then the horses that have been out the back, minding their own business, chimed in when Monty Supreme coming with that customary finish. But she was gutsy there, Gangster Granny, holding off Monty Supreme, who I think her turn at this level is not far off, to tell you the truth. And that's a lovely, better run from More Territories, who just loved that speed up front. And when all the others were tiring, she was launching on them savaging the line there late. But all honest with the winner, she was really, really good.
She was tough, Ronnie. She was outstanding, to be honest, because not only one thing did she drag the rest of the field up, but in that high-speed race, she probably got there marginally too soon. So to hold on like he did, like she did, sorry, I thought it was a really, really tough win. Great ride there by Zac Lloyd.
Just outside a race record, Magic Time, who runs in the Everest next week, she holds the race record at 1:8.79, and they've run 19.18. 19.18, not surprisingly quick. The race set up by Bonita Queen. That is the Nivison. We've got the Hill and the Allen Brown still to come next at Rosehill. Well done. I think she deserved that.
Yeah, she did. Last start, obviously, didn't go to plan. Look, today the speed was hot, it was genuine, and they ran hard, and Zac done a great job. He got her in a lovely rhythm. And to her credit, she fought hard. She digs deep, she's big, she's strong, and she's just getting better and better and better.
When they were going hard, did you think that was going to suit her?
I thought it did, actually. We talked pre-race, and look, anyone that knows us, we don't really give those instructions. But I said if they jump and go hard, you might end up being 1-1. That'd be the ideal position. And look, when they went lickety-split, I thought, wow, they're going to really run it into the ground. And to her credit, she peeled out of the pack, and she really wanted to win. And the Condiris family have been great supporters of ours over the years, and it's really good for them to get a lovely mare on another group page, and it's onwards and upwards.
Yeah, they've got a Group 3. Have you got a grand final in mind this time around?
We've always looked at the invitation with her, and she's had 4 weeks between runs, so it's a pretty hard thing to do. We missed, obviously, going to the 1400 last start. We wanted to keep her fresh for this race, the 12, and we just gave her a little bit of a freshen up in between. But the invitation's sort of always a race we've looked at. It's 1300, obviously, at Randwick, and it's going to be a lovely race for her.
While I've got you, we had the big trial on Tuesday, the much-hyped Hong Kong horse. You made the statement the previous Saturday with Briasa. How's the week been?
Week's been fantastic. I can't fault our bloke. It's a lovely spot to be in. We've done everything right. We're going into the race. It's always going to be third up for our bloke. And last start was nothing short of amazing. He really put pay to them, ran good time. And he's just put his foot up to say that he's one of the contenders in the race. So it all gets down to barriers, and hopefully we can draw a nice marble. But looking forward to it. It's actually quite exciting to have a genuine live chance going into it.
Good luck on Tuesday night.
Thank you.
Well done, Zac. Firstly, great ride. Secondly, what a performance.
Yeah, that was super. Really tough. As you know, it's very hard for those horses to be tacking up onto that hot speed, albeit we had the fence, which was a massive help. But that electric speed was always going to set up for the back markers. And she got there at the 200 and she had to stay in front for 200 metres, and a very good horse challenged her. And credit to her, I thought she was gone the last 50, but she actually fought back, which was really good to see.
She looked like she was on the canvas, but she got back up again.
Yeah, I thought at the 100, I'm going too slow here to be winning. But I must say, I think as soon as maybe she's seen that horse in her peripheral vision, she just fought again. Great training performance to get her that fit to handle a high pressure 1200 like that, and onwards and upwards.
Nice little treble.
Yeah, a couple more races, so we'll see how many we can get.
Well done.
Thank you.
Let's see what happens in the Hill Stakes as the favourite, the heavily backed favourite, Lindemann, walks up. And here's Darren Flindell.
Lindemann's in, and they're all locked and ready to go. Gates are back and the Hill Stakes, they're off. And Bois de Jaunt was one of the first into stride. Elamaz going forward together with Light Infantry Man. Kingswood not far away with Palmetto. Lindemann's out very wide in the early stages. Now Militarised back on the fence. Attrition a little bit deep. Getting back is Faulkner Park from our Gold Hope, and Whetor's the last one. Boy, there's plenty going forward early. Elamaz has got the advantage of the rails. Palmetto had to really use some zip there, and Palmetto's going to clear them. And now Lindemann will eventually get up on the outside. He's doing a bit of work, the favourite Lindemann, as Kingswood's right there in third. Elamaz took a sit. So did Light Infantry Man, very well positioned in the early stages. Then came Bois de Jaunt from Convergent, Maison Louis. They're followed after a length to Militarise. Attrition deeper out. Now Kovalika from the good draws, really been washed back in the second half of the field. It's fourth last, followed by our Gold Hope on the outside of Faulkner Park, and 2 lengths away to Whetor. Righto, the favourite Lindemann leads now. Gets to a clear-cut short lead, leaving the back, and attrition's going around the field and working up to a clear second. Kingswood third, followed by Palmetto the rails. 2 lengths to Willamaz from Light Infantryman, and Converge is covering a bit of ground. They're followed then by the grey Bois-de-Jean, who's plonked down on the rails, and the inside of Mason Louis. Kovalik has wound up in a 3-wide position with cover at the 700. Further back to Militarised, Faulkner Park, Our Gold Hope, and Wethor scrubbed up last of all. Lindemann spins the final turn in the Hill Stakes, a length and a half clear from attrition second. Now Kingswood being revved up. Then came Palmetto, Willamaz looking for a gap. Then Light Infantryman and Kovalika down the outside, but they'll want to get on their base to catch Lindemann. He's really opened up inside the 150. Lindemann's well clear from attrition. Kovalika and Kingswood. He's a class above them today, Lindemann. That's a big win in the Hill Stakes, beating attrition. Mason Louis charged home to grad third. In front of Kovalika, Militarised, Willamaz. Palmetto not far away from Bois-de-Jean. Then came Our Gold Hope, Faulkner Park, Converge, and Wethor was last in.
He's won another big one, Lindemann. In fact, that is the richest race of his career. A $2 million race. Of course, he won a Rosehill Guineas here, but a $2 million Hill Stakes goes to Lindemann, Nash Rawiller and Chris Waller. They're like a hand in a glove, this pair together, and Nasher loves him.
Why wouldn't he love him? Why wouldn't he love him? He just does everything he wants him to do. He just gives his all. You thought, oh, they've kicked up underneath him. He just took his time, then took control of the race. Attrition made his move when they slowed up, and he capitalised on that and run another brave race again this year. And maybe this 3-year-old might be all right, Mason Louis. That's a good effort from him, being only second up. And he's definitely got a future moving forward. A Derby winning 4-year-old now who has got a lot more to offer. But a one-act affair, the punter's got that 100% right.
Nash was very wide on the track from the gates, but he bided his time. He eventually got over it. Took him a while, but he spent no petrol.
He spent no petrol. Nash is such a great tacticical rider. Yes, where he'd drawn, everyone was expecting him to give this horse a dig and get straight up and over and onto the fence and take total control of the race. But Nash just let them sort themselves out, and then he rolled onto the front. But that's just when a jockey knows a horse so well, like Nash does Lindemann. It's just a massive plus. But he gives this horse a 10 out of 10 every time he steps out.
They've run 155.65 for the 1900. 34.11 was the run home. The class record is, it's a long one. Slight Chance. The great Slight Chance. She ran 155.04 back in 1994, and it was, in those days, a firm 2. It would have been a fast track. It would have been put up, I'm tipping, in those days. 94, it was officially a firm 2 in the race book here. Slight Chance, just outside that 155.65. 34.11, race 8, the Hill Stakes. The Allen Brown, worth $1.5 million with a 17-horse field, is next. Darren, we've seen a lot of great combinations over the years, and Nash and Lindemann are one of them.
Yes, definitely. I was just saying that to some of the press, like Nash and Lindemann have got a great affinity with each other, and Nash knows him well, and he just didn't want to set him alight too much because he could have led him very easily, but he just wanted to take his time to get across, and once he got to the outside of the lead, just switched him off, but then made a nice mid-race move to control the race. And the way that track's riding today, it certainly suits his profile of racing.
Even when he was out wide, just taking his time, he was controlling it from there.
Yes, and a horse like him, he's such a big, bold, striding type of horse. It's important to sort of get him into a nice rhythm and breathing well and feeling like he's on top of the mountain. And but he's been such a great campaigner for the stable and for the Capituses and Whoppet Bloodstock.
So important to get on top of the ground for this horse.
It is. Like, he's been running against Fangirl and Via Sestina his last 2 runs. He's been running against Creme de la Creme. So just that little bit of a drop back in grade today, not running against, the superstars. He was really able to show and got great confidence out of it. Yeah. And even last start, there was a section of the race that he probably was taken on a little bit and just made him a little bit vulnerable late. But being able to dictate today, he was just able to, deliver in spades.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Nasher. It's a massive bonus when horse and jockey know each other so well.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, Corey. My first ride on this horse was here at Caulfield, and we ran astronomical time over 1400. Might have been a benchmark 78 race or 80 or something, and I felt like we were sort of going 12s in front, and got back and had a look at the clock, and he was running sub-11s and doing it on his ear, and I just thought, wow, this could be something special, this horse. He tricks you how quick he's going, and look, his biggest assets is not just his heart, but also his attitude. He never gives up. You know, he probably knew he was more in front than I did, to be honest, because I wasn't sure. But look, he's just a horse that keeps coming through for you. I mean, I started to lose a bit of faith in him on wet tracks, but he's smarter than me. He was just looking after himself, and thankfully for that reason, he's been able to bounce out of them wet track runs and put in his heart and soul like he normally does.
What do you figure in a Cox Plate?
I'm going to be talking to Chris about it for sure. Look, you keep watching these weight for age races in Melbourne and just thinking, I wonder if that 2 or 3 length advantage he's got just up his sleeve there early could make the difference. And you know, he probably needed to come here today and be impressive, but he hasn't let us down. And you know, sometimes, like for the Cox Plate, it's not even about the money or anything like that. It's just about having, you know, he could perform very well on the Cox Plate. I'm not saying he could win it, but he'll perform well.
Well done, mate.
Thanks.
Just got the outside draw to contend with, is the last to move in. Was a comfortable winner of the Cameron at Newcastle last time, and Headley Grange had a great prep, looking for 3 in a row. All in. Gates are back now. They're off and racing. The Inflictor last out. Jojo is a man taken back, and Gringotts come out running. Felix Majestic having his ears ridden off in the early stages in second, followed by Basasto Airman. Waterford sliding along the rails, and O'Diamond Lil. Pace is pretty hot there, so O'Diamond Lil's caught wide and has to go around the field now, just hoping they'll slacken up a bit at the 1,000. They're followed by Headley Grange, got across, and the outside of General Salute. Then Democracy Manifest, clear from Tabby Time Mikhail. Willie Dewitt's back in the field, 2 lengths to Coast Watch. Then came Ossipenko. Firestorm Bell back in the last 2. Jojo was a man on the inside of the Inflictor. So Felix Majestic got his way, got to the front from O'Diamond Lil, and Gringotts handed up, followed by Basasto. Airman's caught off the track, creeping closer. Waterford back on the inside at General Salute. Headley Grange tracking up with cover. Willie Dewitt under immense pressure behind as they straighten up. And Felix Majestic swings 2 lengths in front. Gringotts is starting to hone in quickly. Em on the outside's done some work. Then Basasto, and Waterford's looking for clear running, not get much of it. It's Gringotts at the 200. Gringotts takes the lead. Airman sticks on. Headley Grange lengthening the outside. It's Gringotts, Headley Grange, Airman between them. Headley Grange hits the lead, wins the Allen Brown. What a prep he's having. Headley Grange beat Gringotts, and third, Airman or Tavi Time wide out, General Salute. 3 of them across the track. Very busy finish for the minor end of the prize. And Felix Majestic, Ossipenko, Mikhail, Willie Dewitt, Firestorm, Democracy Manifest, Coast Watch, Jojo as a man, O'Diamond Lil, and the Inflictor. And I think Waterford finished about midfield.
He is a winner, this horse. He's now at a win strike rate of 50%. He's won half of his starts, Headley Grange. 11 from 22. Adam Hieronymus and Joe Pride from the outside alley, alley 17. Gringotts had barrier 1 and had all the favours. And it's a triple dead heat for third.
Yeah, I think General Salute might get that with a bob of the head, but geez, we talk about Nash and Lindemann, the combination there. What about the combination with Hieronymus and this horse? Headley Grange, what a will to win that he has. I thought he had his work cut out from that barrier today, but he just parked him in a lovely rhythm, 3 deep with cover, chimed in, good, tough horse, and He's just in the zone there. He did the early work Gringotts, and he got, he was well ridden, but he was gallant in defeat, I would have thought. Just a sitting shot there late for a very fit horse. It should have bolted it, I think, the third horse. General Salute. He was just bolting all the way and just had nowhere to go for most from the home turn onwards. And I think you'll hear a very hard luck story from Timmy Clark on him, and Tabby Time's on target for the big dance.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ronnie, with horse and jockey knowing each other, down pat. But Adam just gets along so well with this horse, and he's not the easiest horses to ride. As we've heard from the stable before, he's quite quirky, he does things wrong, and he's not easy to get along with, but Adam gets along with him so well. He gave him a sweet ride there from the outside gate. Well done.
Yeah, that'll give the big dance a bit of a shake-up there, that new big dance market, which we might, we'll definitely have a look at tomorrow morning on Thoroughbred Weekly, but Tim can update us when we come back from other commitments. We'll be back with one more to go at Rosehill Gardens. Here he is, Joe Pride. The record now 11 from 22.
It's pretty amazing. So he's done an incredible job the last sort of 6 months, this horse, and he's exceeded all expectations. And you have to say on today's win, beating a Group 1 winner here at a track and distance that he won a Group 1 in Gringotts is a pretty fair effort. Big Dance is next on the agenda, and he's obviously starting to creep up there a bit in the weights, but it didn't seem to worry him today, and nor did the barrier.
And what about at a mile? Can he go that little bit better, which he might have to?
Look, he's already won over a mile. I don't think it's a problem for him. I think his best distance is around that trip. Okay. So, and I don't think it's a problem for him. He seems to be settling really well in his races at the moment. He goes on wet or dry. He's really bomb-proof.
Now, just quickly, is this Marzu rumour true? Could you be in the Everest?
I can't confirm or deny.
Okay.
Well done, Hippo. Talk about Nash and Lindemann, the combination. This is really rolling on, isn't it?
It is. I think I first rode him January this year, and it's my 6th or 7th win on him, and we've won a few stakes races now, and he just keeps delivering. And he comes through the grades, through the benchmark system. Joe done a good job in sort of where his weight was and bringing him through that stepping stone, but he's improved, I think, since going to Stakes Company. He makes things very easy for me. He jumps well, puts himself in a nice position, and tries hard.
Wide barrier to overcome, but where'd you end up?
Yeah, well, I ended up in a nice spot early, and then obviously Rachel rolled on to sort of sit outside the leader, which left me exposed, and then I thought, oh, that's not ideal, but the speed must have sort of come out of the race a little bit because Zach was sort of on heels, and he's been sort of forced to take up that 3-wide position, and I was able to come back and get on the back of him and find that cover again and let my horse travel nicely into the straight. He's done a really good job from a bad barrier.
Well done.
Thank you.
And there's the light for the last of 10 here at Rosehill. 1,100 metres ahead of them. Rosalind Star into odds on. Stand by. Racing. Pretty good line out overall. Hubert Rude jumped well. So did Zoo Baby, showing good speed. Racing to the lead. Amazing Eagle darts through to third. Poker Jack the Rouse. Rosalind Star out deep, looking to tuck in. In advance at Mogul Monarch. Polyglot is next, going forward out wide. Further back to Vain Stream, then Chemtrail. Exit Fee, Yankee 1 and Sharp Shock. Zoo Baby leads the way. Amazing Eagle rushes up on the outside to go and eyeball it. Hubert Roo took a sit. Rosalind Star next. Polyglot is camped 3 wide for the trip, followed by Poker Jack the Rails. Then Mogul Monarch and Vain Stream. Zoo Baby leads around the turn. Big Amazing Eagle towers over at the 350, and Amazing Eagle moved up to take the lead. Rosalind Star is really revved up on the outside of Hubert Roo, and Polyglot starting to hit top gear. Rosalind Star moved up, claimed Amazing Eagle, then Polyglot and Mogul Monarch running home into a place, but Rosalind Star in front. Mogul Monarch with a good run late. Rosalind Star will hang on and win it today. Big day for Zach Lloyd, a 4-timer. Rosalind Star beat Mogul Monarch. Polyglot held third from Poker Jack. Amazing Eagle did too much work. Then Sharp Shock. Further back to Zoo Baby, he got pretty tired, followed by Chemtrail, Yankee 1, Exit Fee, and one of the last to finish was Who But Roo.
He is a winner, Rosalind Star, today. He hadn't won since a 2-year-old maiden back early in 2024. He had a long time off after running second in a kindergarten behind Espionage. He's come back and he's had 4 runs. And just hearing what Tom Charlton had to say, they might give him another break and bring him back, and then they might get serious and attack some better races, Ronnie, because it's in him.
Yeah, it is. He's only a little fella and he's not much of him, but he's just got that dash that can put a field away, and I thought he had that the other day, but obviously it was a good horse to run him down. So when he dashes, he puts 2 lengths on them, and that's a winning margin. So he's going well. They've handled him well. When they had that hard run first up, and then they knew he was flat second up, they went back to the drawing board. They kept him fresh. And I don't know what I was worried about with Zach for. He read that play so well. He knew exactly what to avoid and what not to avoid in that race, with a couple of those bolters going forward there. And he's had a really big day with the 4-timer.
Be interesting to see, Ronnie, what happened down around about the 700 when Amazing Eagle had to pop off the fence and stroll up outside lead, and obviously Zach then with the backwash got posted 3 deep. Not that it mattered, but it'd be just interesting to see where the speed come out of it and what actually happened. But once he got to about the 200 metre mark and he really pushed the button, it was pretty much all over.
Roslyn Star beats Mogul Monarch and Polyglot in the last at Rosehill Gardens.